Let's see.
You're live. Hey, welcome
We
to
are live.
Hospitality
Okay.
Hustlers.
All right.
Episode 0. I am Jeremy Worth with my co-host Kyle Fugat, and we are here to talk all things hospitality, mindset, and business. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy? Pretty stoked about this. So,
It's exciting.
behind the scenes, it took us about 7 minutes to figure this out. We have this will be episode 0. So we have a lot to kind of discuss about where this show is going to go, which we don't really know. I mean, we have a plan, but we have a lot. So everything from STRs, of course, hospitality, the mindset, growing the businesses, just anything and everything we've got. I put a post out to just see like what people would want to talk about, and we got like some massive good feedback. So we can kind of divvy and choose and see how the questions come in or whatever. So let's say we're gonna do this every week, every Wednesday at 11 Eastern. And let's talk a little bit about you, Jeremy. Let's just start it off, like let everybody know who you are.
Who I am. Let's see, father, husband, business owner, got co-host company like yourself, working on getting my first 𝗙ecie hotel up and running. You guys just launched yours, the Mallard. Ours is going to be branded as the Aurora, so we're excited about that. Hoping to do our soft launch in about 6 weeks. Yeah, been in real estate 5 years now, 6 years. Before that, I was in public safety and the military. Ultimately made the jump because I read the Purple and Black book and went down the rabbit hole of all things real estate, and super happy I did. It's a fun place to be.
Okay, so where do you live, Jeremy?
I live in New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire, just outside of Manchester.
Okay, what's your address for everybody? No, I'm just kidding. So what? Tell me a little bit about your family. Kind of like I want people to know like who they're watching. Like, what's your story?
Yeah. So my wife is a rock star at her job. She works in healthcare, and then I've got my daughter will be 8 in 3 days, and then my son is 5. Super smart, fun, funny, awesome kids, and then we've got 3 dogs as well. So bit of a zoo around here, but wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. How long you and your wife been married?
10 years.
Okay.
Almost 10 years. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. And where did you grow up? You grew up where
you're
at
in
now?
Maine. No, I grew up in Maine, just outside of Portland. Spent pretty much my entire life there until the Army. I enlisted at the young age of 28. So I was a late bloomer for the Army, with the exception of 6 months in San Diego. The first 28 years of my life was in Maine. So.
Okay. And then when did you get into the STR business?
STR was almost 3 years ago now. Yeah. Okay. We bought one down on the beach town in North Carolina on Topsail Island. And I had previous to that in real estate, I was kind of focused on multifamily, and then once that kind of became the darling and the popular niche within real estate, I was trying to figure out if there was another what else there was with some good returns, and stumbled across short-term rentals, and the returns are a little bit higher there. And I have always enjoyed serving people, and it just kind of hospitality just kind of seemed like a natural fit. So I decided I put my blinders on and have been focused on it ever since.
Okay. And how many units do y'all manage now?
25. 25 managed now. The hotel, once
Does that
that's up
include
and
the
going.
hotel you're bringing on? Okay.
Nope. No, the hotel will be an additional 18.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you, after the military, did you have a W-2 that you left, or talk about that for a second? Like, are you're full-time STR, you're full-time real estate? Like,
yeah,
at what point did you
real
make the
estate.
switch?
Yeah. So for me, right out of high school, I got into public safety. I graduated in 01. It was actually started my EMT class the week before 9/11. 9/11 happened. I just got obsessed with public safety. That's all I did for 10 years. At one point, I was between my full-time job that I had and working, multiple part-time jobs within the industry. I was working 80 to 120 hours a week. And just was kind of getting burned out. I had always wanted to serve. So I got out of that, enlisted, spent just under 5 years in the Army, and then got back into public safety because that's all I knew. But then, again, went back to the multifamily thing. I was reading Joe Fairless's book on apartment syndication in chapter 2, because that's what I thought that I wanted to do, was be an apartment syndicator. Chapter 2, he said, if you don't have a background in business or experience in real estate, then nobody's going to take you serious as one. And that kind of really struck a chord with me. I was like, well, shit, I could do something to fix that. So for me, the easiest fix, or I thought the easiest fix, would be becoming a real estate agent. So I got my license and was off to the races in real estate. And that's from the point that I got my license. That's all I've done.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Anything and everything, Jeremy, really quick. What else are you working on? Other than the hotel, what else are you doing?
What else am I doing? Starting a podcast with you, man. And then also have...
That should be like the best thing.
So we got that, and then also hosting strategic investor meetup up here in New Hampshire. We got the first one actually tonight. Co-hosting that with...
We're all stoked for that.
Yeah, co-hosting that with Chris and Daryl within the mastermind as well, and we've got pretty excited. I was just telling you, but we're pretty excited that Mr. Mike Sjogren himself is going to be popping in for a guest.
Mike Sjogren,
the one
in the flesh.
Yes, the. He's gonna make an appearance. So yeah, that's enough. Well, and I'm on the board of 2 nonprofits as well. So
okay,
got a lot.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. So in the Army, so real quick, and then we'll swap over to you. In the Army, I for my deployment to Afghanistan, I was a explosive detection dog handler. Really kind of blossomed my love for dogs, especially working dogs. So I'm on the board of a nonprofit up here called the Working Dog Foundation. We're the supporting arm for the New Hampshire Police Canine Academy. And then the other board that I'm on is called Veterans on the 48. It's an organization that we bring veterans out on hikes in the White Mountains of New Hampshire to help them deal with stress and anxiety and whatever else that they might be dealing with on the inside. I'm actually leading a hike on Sunday, or co-leading a hike on Sunday for that. So
that's awesome. I did not know that. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you. I don't think I've actually ever told you thank you for your time and your service. And I think everybody else would say the same. So
my privilege.
Okay, so let's see.
What about you? Let's hear about you. Spent 10 minutes talking about me. What about you? Kyle Fuga, who is he?
I'm a pretty boring person. No. So let's see. So Allie and I, if you know me, everybody knows Allie. Allie is my rock and my better half, of course. we were middle school sweethearts. We started dating in the 8th grade. Yep. And since the 8th grade, we've been together, and we moved out together. I mean, at like 17, we moved out together. We got married. So we've been together like, she's going to kill me, like 17 years? 17 years. So
Okay.
Since I was 13. We were 13 when we got together. So we've been together since. We have 2 wonderful kids, both thorns on my side sometimes, but wonderful kids. 7-year-old Riley's 7 and Braden's 3. We have been married. This year's 10 years. And she was a teacher and I was a electrical engineer. And that's the diploma behind me, is my electrical engineering diploma.
One says, "Don't be a little bitch."
Yeah. You like that, don't you? I was told to keep it real and not to hide that poster before this call.
That's right. That's right.
So we started in real estate in 2019. We were flipping houses and doing long-term rentals because that's what we thought, like the rich dad, poor dad, everything traditional as everybody hears it, is long-term rentals. And we realized like it just wasn't enough cash flow, like $300 a month per house. You know, you go through a full rehab, 6 months, refinance out, you know, the whole story. And I had a business plan put together that we were going to have like 100 houses and, you know, the whole 9 yards. And we realized like it wasn't going to get there until we were like 50. And Allie said with the second kid, which was Braden, she wanted to stay home. And that was the goal. So we said, okay, like if I need to still work my W-2 and flip houses, I'll do it. Because I still worked W-2 all the way through. I was working like 7 days a week for like 2 years. Between flipping houses and W-2 work. And we had a flip that we turned to an STR. And at the same time, we found 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶. The same time we were launching that STR, it was our very first one, we found 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗶. And we joined with him, and he coached us through everything. And we were netting, instead of $200, $300 a month on that house, we were netting $1,200 by running STR. And we were like, holy shit, this works. Like, this is amazing. And so from there, we just started building, and we helped an old friend run. It was really cool. It was a school bus on the lake. It was really freaking neat. We took everything we knew, learning through the program, everything that we knew, we took it to the school bus because they weren't doing anything on that thing. And it was a really unique experience. 𝗙ecie actually hit me up the other day about it. He was like, didn't you run a school bus or something? I was like, dude, we killed it with that thing. That thing was booked like 98% occupancy during the summer. It's like $180 a night. It was crazy. So anyways, we took it from there, and we found a market, and I just started adding value everywhere in that market for people wanting to manage or own or whatever STRs, and we just exploded. So that really goes back to like just adding value as much as possible, like Gary Vee did, like when he was growing his wine business for like 3 years or something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He was on blogs like every single night, adding value. That's all we did. And Facebook, bigger pockets, everything. And so we grew to, we're launching a couple more, but now we're at 20 listings. We'll have 23, I think, in March, because we've got some that are doing renovations. And then we bought a boutique hotel, the Mallard Hotel in Tennessee. And we are just dialing in systems, SOPs, just you name it. And then, of course, we will eventually, buy another one. So we have our STR business, we have our hotel business, and I kind of jumped a little far ahead, but the STRs is what allowed Allie to stay home. So like she was a teacher, she retired after like 6 years. I say retire, like she quit. Like she was like, hey, I'm not coming back. So she was able to stay home. We were still doing a couple of flips and doing STRs at the same time, but the STRs, like after a few, it replaced your income. Because like as a teacher, you don't make hardly anything. And I think, and it's all public, so you could all look it up. But in Georgia, I think she was making like $40K a year or something like that.
That's high, I think. I thought normally
I've met some teachers making like 70s. So, but she was making like $40K a year. Now she was a coach. She was a softball coach, basketball coach, tennis coach, like soccer, like everything. She didn't know how to say no. And so you look at $40K a year on W-2, like it's nothing. So,
Right.
and I say that with like the most humble, like the humblest way I could ever say that. But at the end of the day, like after W-2, they take 30%, and you want to put him back for retirement. Like it's not that much to replace. And so we did that with like a couple of SDRs, and I was like, holy crap. And so as we grew, it replaced mine. And then at one point we were doing like $4 million in like projects, and I was like, I can't work a W-2. I can't do everything. I don't have enough time. So I left there, and I loved the people I worked with, my W-2. It wasn't a situation where I was like, I've got to get out of here. I hate this place. Like I loved everybody I was working with. A couple of the people that I worked with are investors with us. And so I loved everybody there. Like the work was easy. The people were great. It just was one of those, like, you have to know where you're going. And so that's what we did. Let's see. From there, we have the strategic investor meetup that we launched we launched it last year just in Atlanta. We do it the last Wednesday of the month in Atlanta. So if you are in Atlanta or you're close, come there. We're expanding out to we're going to every state in the nation. And you guys are launching the fourth location. I
think it's fourth, because there's Arkansas, there's Northwest Arkansas, and then there's Ohio,
Atlanta.
right?
Yep.
Well, you in Atlanta, Ohio.
And there's
and then us.
And then there's the other one got pushed to next month to launch their first one.
Yeah.
So you're launching like the fourth location, and we're going, like, our goal this year is 30 states. So we want to be in every state, but this year's 30
there it is.
States. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, you just hit me up. But Allie is flying up to see Jeremy and Chris Petsy and Daryl and Mike Shogren and everybody today. She is on the plane as we speak. I talked to her right before she boarded our layover.
Nice.
And let's see, we have the hotel, STR management company, which is kind of combined because we have the same teams running it. We have the meetup, and we have buildyourstr.com. So, and along with that, Allie and I coach in STR Secrets. And so we go after, like, we really support from new people all the way to high level people that need, like, mindset coaching and growing businesses and all that stuff. So we love that community. Everybody in there is great people. I love the community in general. So if you are looking for me and you can't find my cell phone number online, you know where I'm at. I'm doing something with STR Secrets or the hotel or a management company. So I would say that's about it for me. I live in Georgia, West Georgia. I think that's the only thing I didn't say. I have 2 dogs. And yes, pretty much it for me.
Nice.
Any other questions?
Remind me. No, I think that was it. I guess I missed that the mallard was in Tennessee. How far?
Just like 5 minutes over the line. Okay. It's technically Georgia, but it's in this tri-state area. You have like Murphy, North Carolina, and you have Copper Hill, Tennessee, and then you have Blue Ridge. And it's got a Copper Hill address, but it's technically in Ducktown, Tennessee. So if you Google Ducktown, it's like if you closed your eyes, you'd miss it. It's there's 2 things other than the hotel in Ducktown that's really really good. That's Rod's Rock and Rolls. If you don't know him, he's got like 15,000 followers. He's a Asian cuisine restaurant, but he does like from seafood to pasta. Like or from seafood to egg rolls, I think is better. Okay. And then you have the Copper Hill Brewery. So they have the brewery in Ducktown, and 5 minutes away they have 5 minutes away they have the bar, Copper Hill Brewery.
So who catered the launch?
So we had the grand opening for the hotel a handful of weeks ago. Rod's Rock and Rolls brought in some food, complimentary. He did awesome there. He really delivered. And then we had like Papa's Pizza in Copper Hill, in McKaysville, because it's just over the line in Georgia. Yep. They brought us 25 pizzas because our food truck called us an hour before and said, "Hey, we can't make it because all the pipes are burst in the truck." And we were like,
"Oh no!"
You tell us now. 1 hour before grand opening. So called Sarah over at Copper Hill Brewery. I was like, "I need some help," and she was like, "Call Papa's Pizza." And we like Papa's Pizza. We've eaten there a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, I need a favor." And he was like, "Done. I'll bring it to you." And I was like, oh my God. He was like, I was like, bring me your warmers too. So he did, no question. Like, he was like, I got you. So, but that was a hit. We had Jumpy Houses. We had one of our really, really good friends, best friends, is a DJ, and that's Jeff Masterson Sounds. Shout out to him. He came out, he DJ'd the whole event. It was insane. We had the entire community came. It was really, really awesome. So, okay. So from there, let's see, where are we going to go with this thing? Where do you want to? I mean, we don't have to do it today. We can talk about some points, but we're going to do this every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Yep. We'll keep it under an hour, and we're going to live Facebook it, and we are going to put it on podcast, and it's going to be called the Hospitality. It's called the Hospitality Hustlers. Let's see. Is there any topic that you want to particular talk about today?
No, not today. You know, being episode 0, I think you know, just covering us is a good starting point. And then, you know, starting next week, we can start digging into topics.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Is there anything that I missed either way? I don't think so. Oh, let's talk about one thing before we go. Like big goals. What are your big goals? Everybody's got goals. So let's this what?
My 𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗆. The big hairy audacious. Oh, big hairy audacious goal, man. It's a big goal.
Okay, that's a new one for me. I don't know if I'll ever use that, but that's a new one for me.
Yeah. So this year my 𝗶𝘀𝗆 is 10 million in real estate acquired.
Okay. Why?
Scale. And assets give you options. Provide more housing for and experiences for people that are looking for them.
Okay. There's one thing I want to point out. Everybody that's watching this or anybody that comes across this for goal setting, and this may be like the biggest nugget out of this, you have to have goals to drive, right? I just started the book. Everybody's talked about it in the group this week. Is 10x is easier than 2x. I just started the audiobook today. And so it's January, it's end of January. If you're not setting your goals for your business for the rest of the year, if you haven't already done it, you need to do it now, because that is what's going to really keep you driven and make sure your goals are tie like a financial goal to it. Like you say, 10 million acquired. Make sure you put that monthly, because we can screw off for the rest of the year. And then like October, we're like, shoot, I really screwed off. So bringing that back down to monthly. So everybody that's watching, as you build your goals and your financial goals or whatever, if it's a monthly goal or 10 million acquired, like break it down monthly and say, okay, every month, where are we at? Every month, what else do we need to do? Do we need to push harder? Excuse me. So that's the biggest thing that I'm going to say. And a lot of people don't do that. Like I didn't do that last year. We didn't look at monthly. We just looked at like, I don't even know if we had a financial goal, you know, to make for the year or whatever. We just said, hey, like, let's make some more money. And tying that back to a why. So all your goals that you do for the year, monthly, whatever, has to be tied to a goal, tied to a financial goal, tied to a why. And we'll get more into that as we go. I would like to probably spend one episode just talking about goal setting, and like tying that back to a perfect average day, and you know, what you want in life, what your end goal is, if it's a materialistic thing or not. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there because I don't want to go. I could literally talk like for hours on that, but I'll leave that there and keep this one short. Goal for you is 10 million acquired. Goal for us would be, we have several goals. I have a financial goal of 350K a month. That's a huge financial goal for me. And a lot of
gross revenue.
Yeah. So I was listening to something yesterday. Actually, yeah, we were on a mindset call, and somebody said, like, I don't share that with a lot of people, and I shouldn't, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're stupid. Like, why do you need that much money or whatever? And it's not about that. It's about more than that. But to get to that goal, we started, looking at all the buckets of income that you have coming in and setting like really high goals for each one, like that quantum leap, like Dave Conway talks about. Not just, hey, I want to do 10% better, but like we're going to do 100 times, we're going to 10x it or 20x it or 100x it or whatever. And so that's financial goal for me, and that equals a lot of things. But the biggest goal I have for this year is to be set up to build the dream house. That's like land acquired. I don't want to like be like, oh, I'm just going to be done, because that's like unreasonable, and I don't want to rush that. But to build the dream house this year, like to start. So have the land acquired, drafting prints, drafting floor plans, and all that stuff. That is my biggest goal for this year. And I will do what?
No, go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say I will be visualizing that every day. So,
what does the dream house look like, real quick?
So Allie and I think have two different dream houses. My dream of the dream house is the 3-bay garage with an entry to the kitchen. Like, you ever seen Home Improvement, Tim Allen? You know how his garage is right. Allie doesn't like this because she doesn't want to smell the cars in the garage. That garage is right off of the kitchen, and I visualize that only being a massive shop. 3 bays minimal. I had a buddy growing up. He had 2 3 or 2 4-car garages. That was crazy. So the 3-bay garage, my perfect house. I will, of course, want the open concept. I want the fireplace outside. But my biggest, baddest part of the dream house is the 3-car garage, 3-car shop, not garage, shop, with an access to the kitchen, and looking out, being on 10 acres of just pasture, like just cleared land. So you could see, we have a couple of houses that we drive by. You can see the house from the road, and it's just flat. Like, I've always lived on a hill. My driveways always suck. Getting away from that and actually going for what we want. And that is my dream vision. Like, you walk out the back porch and you just see nothing but, you see land, you see trees. You can see a neighbor. I don't really care. But it's just flat, and it's just, we have the kids playing. We're riding go-karts. That's a new thing that we're doing, is go-karts. I'm selling my truck, selling the boat, and we're going to go buy a bunch of go-karts. And
Rent them.
Yeah. So I've got a 69 F100 in the shop, in the garage right now.
Yeah.
And it's too much time. Not time. It's not too much time. Let me rephrase that. It's not time I'm willing to dedicate to that project right now. And I love that truck. It's my favorite body style truck. We got into the go-karts. We can do it with the family. It's way funner. That's more fun. Way funner. Yeah. I don't know if that's a word. So,
we'll call it.
But that's my dream this year, is just to be set up with the land to build that perfect house. We acquired land last year. It was 5 acres. It ended up just not being anything close to what we wanted. It wasn't the driveway. It wasn't the road, anything that we wanted. We just bought it to buy it. We did sell it, made a little bit of money, but it did not meet what we want. And so going back to making decisions based off what you want, not what you don't want, because I didn't want to lose an opportunity to buy land, so we bought it. I didn't buy based off of that's what I wanted. So, and getting clear with that, having that visualization every day, and then doing whatever you need to do to get there. That's where we're going. Did you see in the group yesterday where Sjogren posted the video of him walking out of his office, and Kristen was playing the piano? He visualized that every day, trying to close on that house. I told Allie about that. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And Bernie posted about the Jeep. Yeah.
Yeah. So great.
It's bigger than the X's and O's, is the mindset and the visualization. So,
we'll
get into that.
Nice. Last thing here. Did you happen to, I think it was like 5 or 6 calls ago for Mike's call, he recommended the book, The Genie Within.
I've got it. He sent me an Allie, that book.
Oh, okay.
Allie just started it today.
Oh, did she? I'm probably, I don't know, 4/5 of the way through it, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what she said.
So The Genie Within.
10x is easier than 2x. What's another one? We'll leave 3.
Unreasonable hospitality. I had heard.
I have not started that.
So I'm working my way through Audible on 10x is easier than 2x. Also making my way through Audible on unreasonable hospitality.
Making my way downtown, walking down.
Yeah, so that is, while it's kind of focused, the author of the book, he operates 11 Madison Park, which is one of the top restaurants in the world down in New York City. The chapters are short, but each chapter kind of has a lesson behind it or a theme behind it, and I think that it can, those lessons and themes can be applied to business as a whole. And it's been, I've enjoyed listening to it thus far, and I'm probably a little over halfway through that. So, yeah.
That's interesting to think about. Like, I came across a post. I've been helping a lot in this huge group, this huge Facebook group. It's like 360,000 people in it, dealing with Airbnbs and stuff. And somebody said, "What do you do about early check-in? Do you charge?" And he said, like, there was a lot of people who were like, no, and a lot of people in there just run one. It's one that they own. Maybe it's next door. Maybe it's, an hour away or whatever. They just manage the one they have. They're only on Airbnb or they're only on VRBO. They don't understand, like, there's so much more to that world, if you will. But anyways, there was a lot of comments about like, that's, I think it was a 4 p.m. check-in normal. They wanted a 1:30 check-in. And they said, oh, like, I'd charge half a day, or I would charge this, or I would charge that. Some people said, oh, I just let them go for free. And you really kind of bring back that like unreasonable hospitality, like mindset of like, and I posted on there, like, if we don't have a direct turnover, we usually just let them in. Like if it's clean and the cleaner can say, hey, look, you're good, we can confirm that, we'll just let them in. And it's crazy enough, that was yesterday. That post that I commented on was yesterday. Today, I saw from the team come through, and it said somebody was flying in, super tired. They just landed in Atlanta. They're driving to Blue Ridge, and they weren't feeling well or something, and they just wondered if they could check in early. And Allie said, did you check with the cleaners? And they said, yes, everything's good. Allie said, let them in. I had not had that conversation about the post with Allie, and like seeing how that unreasonable hospitality from our side happens all the time without like trying to make money and make it $1 or whatever. Like, everybody's got to make money, but we really charge on the late checkouts. We don't really charge on the late check-ins, but I put on there like, hey, $100 is fair if you need it, whatever. Usually we don't charge anything. So just with that like whole mindset of like, we'll do whatever we have to do. I mean, we send people to dinner, like if something happens, or let's say the cleaner has to go back and fix something or whatever, it's like, it's just do it. Just make them feel better. Don't just give them a refund. Go farther. Yep. Give them a place to go. Give them a recommendation. We used to try to call in like gift cards, like, hey, put our name on the list. This is Cherokee Rose Homes. We've got a guest, I don't know, Cynthia coming for a party of 4. Just bill us, or give them a credit for $200, whatever. It doesn't matter. That goes so much farther than anything else that you could say, like, I'll give you $200 off. Like, that doesn't mean anything. So
yeah.
Anyways, but that's that part of that unreasonable hospitality, taking it to the next level, operating like nobody else. People remember that forever. So
yeah, so back to the book. One of the quotes from the book that has stuck out with me the most thus far is he said, service is black and white, hospitality is colorful.
Yep.
Simple as that, and it just kind of sums it up, what you were just saying.
We had a piece of ice come through on the coffee. We had, and I'll leave you with this, and we all go through these lessons. Like, we all learn. Nobody's perfect, but what we You go through a crazy lesson, just make sure you learn from it. It's a mistake or whatever, make sure you learn from it. So we had a situation at the hotel. Guy and his family, it was a couple of four, or it was two couples, party of four came in. They booked the wrong room. They booked a king room instead of a double queen. And I really want to talk about like lessons as we go, like tying in a good lesson because we're not all perfect. Like we make it look easy a lot of times, but it's not easy. Or it doesn't just come, you know, like at the drop of the hat, like, oh yeah, this is what you should do. So anyways, they booked the wrong room. They booked a king room for 4 people. And they get there and they realize that it's not the right room. And they called our team. And there was a lot of learning lessons in this call. It was an entire night fiasco. They showed up. It was for the rally race in Tennessee. They showed up. They called. And they spent 40 minutes on the phone with my team. And what they wanted, we were completely sold out of double queens. Completely sold out. What they wanted is they wanted to be moved or they just wanted a refund. And I was like, they blamed us. There was a lot of yelling on our team, like, you know, and I talked to my team about it, going back and forth. A lot of yelling, a lot of cussing us out, a lot of all this stuff. And I was like, dude, he booked the wrong room. He's not getting a full refund. Like, we allow full refunds up to 24 hours before you show up. Like, he's going to learn from his lesson. He's going to blame us. Well, all he did was blame us. Well, we got him to purchase another room, another king room at 50% off, which was kind of funny. But I was like, hey, you know, in my mind, I'm like, suckers born every day. Like, they're going to lie about this and they don't want to do this. And then we sold them another room. I was like, well, that answers their problem. Another room, 50% off. And I was pretty much at the point of like, just give them another room. It's 2 couples. Like, why do they want to share the same room anyways, unless they're trying to save money? So anyways, 40 minutes on the phone. I get on the phone with this guy. He's messaging me on Instagram, on Facebook, all this stuff going back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, oh my God, dude. He was like, you need to change your policies. You're not a flagship hotel. You make your own rules. You need to bend them for me and all this stuff. And just over and over and over. And I was like, no, we have policies for a reason. I'm not giving you a refund. Well, the next day, and I told him, I said, look, nothing's going to make you happy. So tomorrow, after you watch the race, if you want to leave, I'll give you full refund from then on. Just go somewhere else. Fast forward a couple days. He left a really bad review on the hotel. His wife left a really bad review on the hotel. His friend started leaving a really bad review. And it was all the same review. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I never heard from this guy. He never canceled. He never wanted a refund. I never talked to him again. I even followed up with him on Instagram. I was like, nothing. Long story short, what we should have done, there's a lot of learning lessons there. I need to empower my team to be able to make a decision like that. And if you make a decision, you don't agree with it, or I don't agree with it, it's okay. Nobody's going to get in trouble. You just need to be able to answer and come up with why. Like, support your decision. And then let's talk about it. And if I was going to handle that differently, let's say, okay, this is how I'll handle it. Good job on getting it clarified quickly. If I could go back, I would have just refunded the guy all the money. Because one bad egg will spoil the entire container at the hotel. You don't want this one person like running around cussing and yelling at people and, oh, they suck and all this stuff and spoil everybody else's vacation. Because nobody else had a problem. I mean, it was a full hotel, fully packed hotel for that weekend. They're the only people unhappy. So that just makes everybody else feel bad, you know, and they could walk around going, oh, this place has bed bugs. You need to get out of here. You need to leave. And then you could have like this really bad issue. But long story short, that call should have been no more than about 5 minutes. They should have canceled them and gave them a full refund and let them go, or offer both. Hey, I'll give you another room to make you feel better, or you can cancel and I'll give you a full refund and go, you know. And I need to empower my team even more to make decisions on the fly. Just as a lot of, and I even text that guy, hey, we learned a lot from this situation. I'm sorry that it was you that taught us this. If there's something I can do other than that, please let me know. It didn't end well with him. Like you couldn't make him happy. Like even that, like he was just like, I'm more pissed now. So we're going to go leave you another bad review. And I was like, oh my God, make it stop. Like, come on. Of course I got, Allie's, you know, thought. She was like, I told you, you should not have continued that. You should have just let it go. So I learned from that. You don't respond to all your Google reviews. So
you're saying Allie was right?
All the time. So let's see what else from that. We had a hot seat situation. We got on a big call with our team, and I said, like, put me in the hot seat. I want every question that you get for the hotel, for STRs, whatever. Ask me everything. And they did. I mean, we spent 30 minutes going through hot seats, and they were like, "Oh, this was amazing." Like, I answered, and the three that I had the hot seat with their VAs. It's they're from the Philippines. They live in the Philippines.
Yep.
Great freaking team. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Their worry is making a mistake. They don't want to make a financial mistake that will piss me off or piss somebody off, or make a bad decision for the business, and they don't want to be in that situation. So, and I appreciate that. But they were honest. I was honest. We come up with a couple of more like skits, like, if this, then do this. If they say no to this, try this. And just going through it and just empowering the team to make these decisions. So that was a huge learning lesson for us, as myself, as a person, as the team. The guys got more confident, in answering the phones and having those irate guests, so that was good. But anyways, like I said, I could talk about this stuff forever. This is our life. This is what we do, and I love it. So
it is.
I'm passionate about this stuff. So, but yeah, if you want to wrap it up, I don't want to carry it much longer because we're already at 50 minutes here.
Yeah, no, we'll call that a wrap on episode 0.
Okay.
Hope everybody got something from it. And
All right, so
looking excited for the next one next week, Wednesday at 11.
Okay, so we will see you guys next week at 11. If you have questions, reach out to Jeremy, reach out to me, like us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9 yards. Where can they find you, Jeremy?
I am at 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 That is Instagram. Yeah. Facebook is just my name, as you see it.
Okay.
Jeremy Worths. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Find me. I'm just Kyle Fugit on Facebook. The STR Syndicator on Instagram. Actually, maybe I thought I was changing mine on Facebook, but I don't think I did. The STR Syndicator on Instagram. Follow us there. Follow our company, Cherokee Rose Homes, the Mallard Hotel, Build Your STR. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like tag all that in all of our stuff because that's a lot to talk about. So, all right. With that, we will leave you. Have a good week, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.